Welcome to High Tea with Grace, where we spill the tea on HIT. I'm so thrilled to be here at the HIMSS conference interviewing the industry's greatest leaders about trends in the space. So tell me, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, Grace. I'm Michelle Lichte. I have lived and spent all my time in healthcare IT and healthcare since I was about 10 years old, which is
Wow.
way too long to talk about. And I really believe that I am in the service of helping healthcare organizations, particularly in the IT space, grow, meet the challenges of today, meet the challenges of tomorrow, skate where the puck is going, really. And I think we can make a difference with every single person that we work with and every single health system. And I'm just proud to be part of this space.
That's awesome. Now, I know you work with Pivot Point Consulting.
Yeah.
So, what trends are you hearing on the HIMSS hallways?
Oh, so the buzziest of buzzwords that everyone knows is AI. I haven't heard a buzzword like this since probably Y2K. And it's been fascinating to think about, how does AI help us and how does it maybe hurt us? Because with the advent of someone who can maybe do a little bit of thinking for me, I maybe think a little bit less, and there's a danger there. And so continuing to ask questions to understand, where is the data? How do I use the data? Super duper important. I have some notes. Then cyber. There's a concept out right now of zero trust. And I think that's so critical. We know that every day people are getting hacked into. We know healthcare systems are large ones, small ones, and having that concept super duper important. I'm going to keep pounding on data. Data, data, data. We do so much with data. We need to make sure it's actionable and something that we have the whole picture as we make decisions. Virtual care. So the one big beautiful bill, I think it was 50 billion with a B dollars going towards rural communities in general.
Wow.
And being able to know where that spend is going, how can we help? I think telehealth is a huge part of that, serving those folks who maybe can't come in from a rural community in to see a physician, but you could have a telehealth visit because almost everyone has a cell phone at this point. So I think that's really important. And then the concept of equity and using that data to make sure we're making equitable decisions and equitable care for everyone.
It's interesting you brought up equity because I've been talking a lot with leaders about what they feel to be the most underrated health equity challenge right now in healthcare. So, what is that for you?
So for me, it is making sure that each group, whether it's females, males, someone of a different race, someone of a different culture, is being treated the same way. I have the same data. I can make decisions for the best care for that person, and making sure we're doing that with everyone, that no one is kind of left behind in that. For me, equitable care for all is really important. And it's particularly important, I think, from a female perspective. The Gates Foundation just funded $2.5 billion through 2030 for all care for females and kind of research through the female lifespan. Our healthcare organizations spend about 1% on female healthcare research, things like that, but only 2% on males. And so we're not doing great in either of those, in my opinion. And I think we just need to continuously kind of move that ball forward. That's really important.
I love that perspective. Now, we have a lot of young people here at HIMSS, and they love to learn from leaders like yourself. If you could give your younger self a piece of advice, what would you tell her?
Oh man, I would tell her three things. One, always be curious. Be asking questions. If you think it's a dumb question, I can guarantee you that 30 people in a room have the same question. Be curious. Number two, speak your truth, speak your mind. Even if your voice shakes, your opinion is valuable. Never think that it isn't. And number three, slightly controversial, is don't be afraid to burn a bridge. Some roads aren't meant to be walked again, and I think that's okay. And we have to find a way to move forward and not be afraid of those things, and let that maybe burnt bridge be a light for someone.
Wow, I really needed to hear that. So, thank you for that. And thank you for sharing your wisdom and
Oh, you're very
experience
welcome.
with us.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.